and it's whatever. um, yeah, so this is day 3 of my lovely podcast, and as you can see, it's not very lovely outside, but oh well. So today, I was sitting in class and all that stuff, totally getting like whatever, and I was thinking, well, the course that I'm taking right now, it's pretty easy and everything, and I began to think, hey, maybe I should become like a LPN, because right now I'm in like healthcare assistance, and as lovely as it is, it's not my forte. It's pretty easy. So, yeah, so I was sitting in class, I'm like, maybe I should become an LPN. And all of a sudden it was like, God was like, dream big. And so I'm like, okay, so maybe an RN. And God's like, bigger. And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe a doctor. And God's like, I made you to change nations and people right before your eyes. Something better than a doctor, something better than an RN and an LPN. And I believe like that was God speaking into my life and telling me to dream big. I know, I usually think, God is, God is, He's this great big God, but He instills dreams into us that we don't even realize. I mean, I always thought that, I never really grew up into a place where I could dream big. And one of my things were that if I could at least graduate from high school, then, I'll just work at Tim Hortons, or I'll work at McDonald's, or whatever the rest of my life. But God said no. He has a huge dream for us, because He's a great big God, and He made our lives, right? He didn't make it to screw us over or anything. Like, He made our lives for a huge purpose and a huge dream that we can't even imagine that'll happen to us. I believe that God has this huge, humongous, beautiful, awesome plan for all of our lives. And so, I totally lost where I was going, but it's just like, God has this plan, and I never grew up knowing that I could have a dream. I was a little bit slow, in thinking and all that stuff. I was not the best, I wasn't a straight A student, but I graduated, and not only that, I'm in my course right now, and I'm getting a huge, really high mark, which I never expected. I am surprising myself little by little, and I think that's what God made us to be. To surprise ourselves, to see how smart we really are, to see how much we can actually handle things. I mean, God gives us so much that we take for granted, and it's amazing to me how much God loves us. Like, He told us to dream big. Because our God is a great big God, And He's not in heaven just looking down at us, wanting to smite us at every chance He has. Because He doesn't screw us over. He is a God loving and compassionate, who has a dream for you and who has a purpose and a plan, and He knows every single thing that you're going to be doing in your life. He knows that, there's going to be hard times, believe me. There's going to be horrible things that'll happen in your life, but that'll just make you stronger, It'll make you more aware that God loves you so much, and He made this huge plan for you, and you wouldn't be alive if that plan was not put into action the moment you were born. And so I believe with all my heart that God made us for a purpose, to dream and live his dream. Because he predestined our future. Like, he knows it's gonna happen to us. Isn't that so great to know that there is a God in heaven who knows that, you know, your future isn't gonna be all screwed up, but he knows that what you are gonna become and who you are gonna be. And to me, that's amazing, because I don't know how I would make it if I didn't know that God wasn't looking out for me. I mean, there's some people I can't believe, like, that they don't know Jesus, because it totally, like, baffles me. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so I guess this is it. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to my podcast, day 3, I think. Yeah, day 3. I don't know if I said day 2 or not. But yeah, day 3. And have a great night.